So, upon completing the campaign for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the 2023 version, I realized something about it. Remember those old handgun-only challenges I used to do? You probably don't unless you're kind of a longer-term viewer, but regardless, it seemed like this game might actually be possible under challenge conditions. So, let's do a quick 3.5-hour run and see if I can finally beat a Call of Duty game as Mike Banning, aka Handgun Only. I selected Recruit difficulty for optimal results, and we immediately run into an obstacle in the first mission. No handgun, 2 enemies. Insulting to the MP7. Oh, do. Okay, not really. After cowering behind a vehicle, we have to rappel into a prison. I still don't have a handgun at this moment, but thankfully your squad mates will eventually do all of your work for you. We free the Wish.com version of Prisoner 627, and for some reason the prison armory doesn't have a single handgun because Activision logic. Our squad does all of the work again, and I finally managed to pick up a handgun. Yay, I can finally play the game. Okay, so let me go ahead and briefly explain the actual rules of this challenge. I am only allowed to kill enemies with handguns. I'm allowed to use things like riot shields and flash or smoke grenades, as long as I don't use them in a lethal manner. Though I don't actually think I picked up a riot shield and used maybe 3 total flash grenades on this playthrough. The word handgun technically can refer to a standard pistol or revolver, as well as a machine pistol, though again I don't really think I ever had to use the machine pistol except for maybe one time. Anyway, we clear the rest of Mission 1 with no other issues. Mission 2 is our first open combat mission. Basically, you get to customize your loadout and tackle the objectives in whatever order you want. I already had all of the weapons and equipment unlocked, so I went with the only handgun available, a GS Magna Desert Eagle. Now, I was quite shocked to find out that this gun fires full auto for some reason. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying it's pretty damn impractical. Anyway, we clear a building, we obtain a manifest of some kind, do some pistol sniping with our fully automatic hand cannon, take out all of the anger I have about my CEO, one of the worst campaigns in the franchise. Cabbages! Had to destroy the cabbages. And plant trackers on enemy missiles to complete the mission. Mission 3 is also open combat, and I go in with a suppressed semi-auto handgun and a revolver. So, I was worried that the run might actually die here, since the whole objective of this mission is to destroy 3 helicopters. But for some reason, as it turns out, a suppressed .45 caliber pistol is more than sufficient to cost the Russian military or whoever the hell you're fighting in this game multiple million in taxpayer dollars. Outside of ammo? Okay, well, there's no way in hell that works in real life. So, yeah, this objective isn't a problem. Same for the reactor chamber, to my surprise. The 4th mission is supposed to involve stealth and sniping. Thankfully, we also have a suppressed pistol, so that takes care of the stealth part. The inside of the bunker is pretty straightforward, just shoot everything that moves on the ground and on the upper floors. The final part of the mission forces us to fight a juggernaut type of enemy, but surprisingly he can be killed by a handgun. Now, to be fair, it takes 2 or 3 full magazines with most shots hitting the head, but he is killable. Above ground, we kill several more enemies, including at least one that's armored, and then pull the lever to finish a 4th mission using only a handgun. Mission 5 has us playing as Laswell, and it's very quick and easy. Only 2 kills are required, one being this random female soldier, and then the Major. The rest of the mission is basically just running from Shrek's butt juice and then jumping into a helicopter. Mission 6 is even shorter. We have to punch a guy to take his handgun, but I highly doubt that punch would be lethal. And a few minutes later...
train go boom.
Mission 7 is another open combat experience, and we start with a suppressed handgun. Now, this pistol isn't particularly great against the more armored foes, so I ended up just basically running past everything, saving Alex, and completing the mission successfully. On the 8th mission, we get upgraded to a red dot sight for our handgun. I probably committed several war crimes here, but luckily the medics actually turned out to be enemy soldiers. Good thing there's no collateral damage score in this game like there was in Modern Warfare 2019. The game then turns into My Name is Mayo, only with a much weaker story and uninteresting protagonist. I'm just gonna keep punching him as long as I can. The last group of enemies proves to be a bit tricky. Side note, this part is actually pretty annoying on Veteran, but we ultimately extract with our mayonnaise jar still intact. With that, we're actually over halfway through the game and haven't yet failed the challenge. Mission 9 is yet another open combat mission, but this time it is completed with dual-wielded gold Desert Eagles. Basically, I got to roleplay as Albert Wesker from the 4th Resident Evil movie. Somehow I was actually starting to enjoy this game a little bit, which is probably a disturbing thing to say. Like I said, this should not be as entertaining as it is, but I like this a lot. This is not the Mike Banning challenge on this level. This is the Albert Wesker Resident Evil 4 movie challenge. Trying to shoot down a bunch of drones by dual-firing pistols is a little bit tricky, but ultimately Mission 9 is not only successful, but shockingly kind of fun. Again, don't tell Activision that I said that. Mission 10 is, you guessed it, another open combat mission. The first half of the mission, getting to the roof, can be done in less than a minute. Getting across the roof isn't too hard, and despite a couple of near deaths, as well as an actual death, we locate generic Russian mercenary man terrorist guy. The mission concludes with a brief defensive portion where 50 caliber pistol is mightier than rifle, and with that, 2/3 of the way through this game. At the beginning of the 11th mission, we have to detonate some charges, but I don't think we actually killed anyone. I mean, look, we're breaking into the vehicles and everyone still seems to be alive. And even if it was death, technically the water did the killing, not me, so I don't take any responsibility for this. This game's plot still makes absolutely no sense. I counter-snipe a few snipers, the logging area is more of the same, and I probably committed a war crime of my own here. After a few more kills, we hold out against some vehicles for a few minutes, and yet another mission is successful. Now for the final open combat mission, Gora Dam. It's honestly just more the same, though I only ever found one handgun to use and it wasn't really the greatest. The mission was successful, although I'm pretty sure my teammates shot me when I got inside of the helicopter, so that was a wonderful development. Why is there a guy in the helicopter trying to kill me? There's a guy in the helicopter trying to shoot me! That was literally a guy in the helicopter trying to murder me! Okay, apparently he's friendly now, but he looked like he was trying to kill me. I don't remember him previously. Unfortunately, we've now come to the 13th mission, the obligatory AC-130 mission. I fired one shot into the dirt to wake up the enemies, and my allies actually take care of themselves for at least a little while. But tragedy soon strikes as we have to destroy a SAM site. Despite the fact that we have flares, it will shoot too many missiles and will eventually shoot you down every single time as far as I'm aware. So no, as best I can tell, you can't quite beat Modern Warfare 3 using only handguns. Even if there was a way to get past the SAM site, you have to destroy a fighter jet while it's on the runway, as it will kill you no matter what if it gets airborne. Then there's some hostile vehicles, a second fighter jet, and of course there's Makarov's helicopter at the end, though as we soon find out he doesn't die here, so that might not technically be a kill. The penultimate mission begins with petting a doggo. Following some security cameras, I apparently did end up using that normal machine pistol this one time, and this mission actually ends up going perfectly. One more to go. The final mission doesn't start us out with a handgun, but thankfully my teammates are able to handle the early portions, and I soon find a suppressed Desert Eagle just before the big battles start. There's a few close calls as we fight through several large groups of enemies. I make fairly quick work of the Juggernauts. We defend the bomb defusal team, play a quick round of keep talking and don't explode. This conclusion is not even remotely satisfying and quite honestly enraging. And I very nearly beat Modern Warfare 3 using only handguns. Prior to this playthrough, the best handgun-only run I had ever done was Black Ops 2, in which at least 3 of the game's 16 missions, and possibly as many as 5 of them, were not doable handgun-only. This time, I actually managed to complete 14 out of the 15 missions handgun-only. That is a success rate of 93.33%. This is by far the most successful run I've ever had for this challenge. That being said, unless there's a way to just glitch your way through the AC-130 mission, you can't quite complete this challenge for this particular game. And that probably means that no Call of Duty game will ever allow this to be a thing that actually happens. But at least something good did come from this rather terrible, terrible Call of Duty game. Thank y'all for watching. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and ringing the bell. I don't do a lot of challenge runs anymore, but they pop up every now and then. So I will see y'all back here real soon for my next video.